Happy New Year, everyone. New year, new possibilities, and I cannot wait for what the 2025 will bring me in different kind of projects, what encounters of birds and animals I'm going to get this year here. I cannot wait to go out. First things first, of course, our yearly trip to Dovre is going to happen next week, and probably this video here will be out when I'm up at Dovre. I'm going to take with me some cool equipment, and one of them is this little camera here. This is the Z50 Mark II. So I thought I would give you my first impression with this little camera here. I'm going to take this with me to Dovre and test this a little bit more out. Back in the days I started with APS-C sensor camera. First the D3000, then the 7000 and 7100. And then I went over to probably my favorite DSLR of all time. That was the D500, and I had that for a long time and was so hard to get rid of it and get over to the mirrorless camera. And in my opinion, the D500 is like the perfect wildlife bird camera, DSLR camera out in the market. Because you have that craft factor and have so much more reach. I was really enjoying the D500. And the 500, which I used for a long time, was on my D500 a 750mm. Nikon released the Z50 back in the days. But unfortunately, it wasn't up to date with the other mirrorless cameras from Canon, Sony, with the animal detection, the bird detection, and the eye tracking. It wasn't up to that standard there, and therefore, in my opinion, that was not a good camera to compare it with the D500. But with the new Z50 Mark II, I think maybe this is the new D500 in mirrorless version though. This has the same function as the previous models though, the Z9, the Z8 and the Z6 III, with the animal and bird detection and eye tracking, and that really excites me in this type of camera here. So I haven't tried this out, I haven't tested this out, so I do not have any experience with the camera though, so I don't know how it will performs out in nature. I will test that out in my trip to Dovre, and I will definitely talk a little bit more about my experience in the field though. This is just some thoughts. My first thought of the camera when I hold it in my hand here, and what I think and what I'm excited about with this camera here. And first of all, the D500 is a bigger camera than this one here. This is a so much lighter and smaller camera, and for some people that can be a little problem though, if they have a little bit more bigger hands. I have small hands, so for me it's not a problem, but for those with the bigger hands it can be a little bit more tricky to have this smaller body though, comparing to the D500. I really like that it's really small, even though I do not get my pinky beside here. That's the same thing with the Z6 III, which I'm vlogging on with right now. Which I have make a solution for that is to use an L bracket, and if I would have the Z50 Mark II in my backpack though, I would probably use a L bracket for that camera as well though. I love how light it is compared to the D500. It has some of the same knobs where I'm used to on the other mirrorless cameras as well. Because it's a smaller body, you got this little video and switch between video and stills here up here. A little clumsy to reach it fast, because when I am out doing what I do, vlog and film something, and then I take some pictures, I want to switch between video and stills really fast, and maybe this can be a little bit tricky. I have to like test it out in the field before I make my decision though. But other than that, the ISO knob is where I am used to, and also I can program the other knobs whatever I want. The same thing with the Z6, Z9, Z8. It's the same features that you can program all the knobs whatever you want to, and that is perfect. You have that same flippy screen which the Z6 III has, and that is good. Some like it and some does not. Depends on what you're going to do though. But for me it's really good, especially on the Z6 III. It's good because I'm vlogging with it, and then I can see myself in the little screen, like flip it around. Other than that, you have the battery though. It's a different kind of battery that I have on the Z6 III. Both the Z6 series and the Z8 are using the EL15 batteries, but the Z50 Mark II uses a different kind of battery. It's a smaller battery, so that is a little bit more curious about. This is the EL25A, a smaller battery than the EL15. Speaking about the D500, that has the same battery as the Z6 and the Z8, and I'm not sure. I guess it's because they want to have a smaller body that I use the smaller battery, but that can be a little bit challenging, especially if you are out in the field a long day. But again, I have no experience how that will handle it, because I have to test it out myself. Could it handle a whole day out with photographing and filming? That I don't know. I only have one battery for this one here. Nikon NPS is owning this camera, so it's not my camera, so I'm borrowing it from them, and I only have the battery in here, so I don't have any spare battery with me. So when this is empty out, it's empty out, and I have to wait to come home to charge it before I can use it again. So I'm curious about the size of the battery. Will it hold with a full day out in like maybe -6, -10 degrees? I've tested a little bit out on my pictures on the wall here to see if it will detect the birds, and it did perfectly, as the same as the other cameras. So that as well I have to test more out in the field, but it looks really promising though, and that is really good. That's definitely a step up from the D500. The D500 was not a good video camera. It was okay, but not a good video camera though. So that was my first thought on having like hands-on with this camera here, and I cannot wait to bring it out. And like I said, to sum it up, it's really light, it's really small, it doesn't take any much space. Customize the knobs to have the autofocus and the video quality and everything. That is definitely a step up from the D500, and you get the 1.5 crop factor as well, of course, so that is nice. So with the 600mm, that gives it a lot of reach, and if I put on the teleconverter as well, that is a powerful tool though to reach out to the muskox and to maybe get a little bit more of a portrait. So that is actually one of my like things that I'm excited about. If I can like push it in, still have a respectful distance to the muskox, but push it in with the crop factor, the 600 and the teleconverter on, and try to maybe get some tight portraits of the head or something like that. That would be really, really cool to get something different though. Of course, I'm also going to bring with me a 70 to 200 so I can get the environment as well though. But this time I also want to try, since I have the APS-C camera, to get a little bit more closer to get some detailed shots of the muskox. My name is Trond Westby. I am a wildlife photographer from Norway, and if you like behind the scenes video where I go out and photograph different kind of birds and animals, don't hesitate, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and check out the other videos, and I will see you in the next one.